Good afternoon, everyone. We've heard the need and we've heard evidence of what works. We've heard a willingness to lead, and we've been told what level of commitment will be necessary to succeed. So as an issue, nutrition is clearly ready for political prime time. So what is lacking? As parents, we're hardwired to care about our children, and we want to provide them with the best start in life. But our societies are beset with short-term thinking, with siloed thinking, whether in government, business, or research. This is often blamed on political cycles and shareholders, but we all know it's much more deeply ingrained in our psychology. Poor nutrition is the underlying cause of nearly half the deaths of children under 5 and limits long-term opportunities for individuals, communities and nations. Yet the effort dedicated to improving nutrition occupies a frankly trivial share of public attention and resource. This is totally unacceptable and utterly self-defeating. It's like putting the brakes on all the amazing progress that has been achieved in reducing under 5 mortality for the past few decades. Collectively, we're capable of so much more in this space. With smart policy and financing, Peru halved stunting in 7 years. Felicidades. What if the world could do the same or better even? From time to time, a collective impulse sets humanity on a new course. There's a surge of consciousness as the world has a global conversation. Such a moment occurred at the Paris Climate Conference in 2015, the biggest gathering of heads of state in human history. Countless coalitions of non-state actors converged to reach a deal with each other and with future generations. The meeting was a product of huge effort over several years. And while we don't need a global nutrition treaty, we do need to supercharge the global nutrition movement and secure a global nutrition action plan. So how can this be achieved? Nutrition is clearly complex, it's clearly multi-sectoral, and for this reason, like climate change, it requires the attention of heads of state and finance ministers. We also need a high-ambition coalition of countries leading by example, mobilizing both donor and domestic resources, enabling much greater South-South collaboration, and generating huge amounts of optimism. CEOs, and not just from agribusiness, but from tech companies and other sectors, need to be partnering with political leaders on early childhood development to secure a healthy and productive workforce. Civil society needs to set the bar much higher, the eradication of stunting and wasting, and be well-resourced to hold governments to account both locally and globally. The research community needs to communicate the work much, much more carefully and purposefully plug the remaining gaps in our knowledge base, including moving from treatment of wasting to prevention of wasting. And we need unprecedented cooperation across all these areas to keep nutrition high on the agenda. The time has come for nutrition and early childhood development to be put at the heart of government. Brazil will convene its Nutrition for Growth Summit alongside the Olympics. Jim King is convening a meeting of finance ministers as part of the annual meetings. Akin Adesina is championing nutrition at the next African Development Bank meeting. We need a regular drumbeat of such conversations where new commitments are made until no child is deprived of her potential due to circumstances beyond her control in the first 1,000 days of life. Investing in young children is by far the smartest way to break the vicious cycle of intergenerational poverty and poor health and deliver great gains for the economy. Instead, governments focus their investments in other places or in later years, by which time the damage is already locked in. The character of society is revealed in how it treats its children, so said Nelson Mandela. We must define modern leadership in precisely these terms. Let's build a global campaign that reflects our most fundamental desire as human beings, to provide the greatest possible opportunity for all our children. We know for certain that this will bring us rich rewards in well-being and in prosperity. Thank you very much.